Howdy partners, your drinking buddy here, and today I'm going to try to find the best whiskey in Texas. That's right, the best Texas whiskey, period. Let's go.
I'm your drinking buddy.
Alright, drinking buddies, so I have teamed up with some other whiskey tubers to do a tournament to figure out what the best whiskey in all of Texas is. The best Texas whiskey, period. Who are those other channels? Whiskey Shaman, Old Fashioned Ways, and the Bourbon Jerk. Well, we set out to find the best Texas whiskey. We sent our samples out to each other. And I had my wife mix up a random pool for us. And so none of us know what's in each flight. So these could be my whiskeys. These could be whiskeys from Doc at Old Fashioned Ways. These could be from the Bourbon Jerk. These could be from Whiskey Shaman. They could be a combination of all four. I don't know. All we need to do is try to figure out what the best whiskey in Texas is. And what does that mean? Well, we did say that it could be aged in Texas. So things like Rebecca Creek would count. But I focused on things that are aged, distilled, and bottled in Texas. But that doesn't mean that everyone else did. So we could see some things in here that are, MGP juice aged in Texas. We could see some funky Texas stuff like some TX or Garrison Brothers or Rio Bravos, or some more baseline flavor profiles like Still Austin, which is a pretty classic flavor profile. Balcones is a pretty classic single malt flavor profile, just a little bit, southwesty. Anyway, before we get started, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And go check out these other channels because they will be doing this exact same flight. You get to see who wins for each of us. Today I will be highlighting the channel Old Fashioned Ways. And so I'm going to encourage you to specifically go check out Old Fashioned Ways in this video. And his channel is similar to mine, where he does a lot of whiskey reviews, but he also does cocktails, a lot of whiskey cocktails over there, and a lot of themed cocktails. Things that I did in my early days, he still does. And they're very entertaining. He has a lot of humor to his videos, and his videos are often very high production, does a good job, like clips in, memes, and clips in, callbacks to TV shows and things like that. Things that I don't know how to do. Glass 1, or I guess this is glass 9. This is glass 9. We have one more round after this one, and then we will do some sort of live stream where we're all drinking our favorites and see what wins for all of us. This is a fairly basic nose. This is and I'm not doing any guessing. I have let you guys know when I've smelled something or tasted something and I think it's something. That doesn't mean I'm guessing. It means I'm being honest with you and telling you that, hey, I think this is this. But yeah, this is like butterscotch, brown sugar, bourbon, vanilla, pretty classic bourbon nose. Oh, that's just nice. This is lower proof. This is crisp. This is citrusy. This drinks like dare I say, this drinks like a legacy, 90-ish to 100 proof bourbon. Something like an Elijah Craig small batch, or a Buffalo Trace, right in that realm where you're getting like a lower proof. You're really getting the flavors from the distillery. I shouldn't say it drinks like those because it doesn't have the same flavor profile, but it's in that realm. Hey, this is really sweet. A little bit of cherry, brown sugar, bourbon, vanilla, a lot of classic notes all around. This is like a baseline bourbon that I would recommend to newbies. This is very good though. I dig that. Honestly, does drink a bit like Buffalo Trace. Or you know what? No, that's not it drinks more like a Weller Special Reserve. Now this is a different nose. This is a little bit funkier. This is a little bit like a little grainier. There's a little bit of a ethanol thing hitting me in the nose. A little brown sugar, a little molasses, and a little bit mesquite-y. Oh, okay. That's much higher proof than the first one. It's a little bit peachy, a little bit sweet tea. Definitely different, very different from glass one. Two completely different animals, which is kind of fun, which is what makes this thing fun, because Texas is a wide range of whiskeys. Probably most known for their single malts, and then for Garrison Brothers are probably the most famous brands coming out of there. Some of the single malts and the Garrison Brothers stuff. Garrison, I really, really like. They're one of my favorite craft distilleries. I do feel like their prices are a little bit higher than I want to pay for a whiskey, but when you're getting a great product, it's kind of justified. This is not Garrison Brothers. I don't know why I'm talking about Garrison Brothers right now. That is very good, though. I think I like that better than glass one. Now, this is smoky. This is malty. A little bit of a shortbread cookie. Almost giving me like Irish whiskey vibes off the nose. Oh my gosh. You guys know I'm an absolute sucker for mouthfeel and for like a syrupy viscosity. This is like peach ring candy syrup. This is delicious. Also have honey here. This is not an oat that I think I've ever given before, but this might be a polarizing note, but I'm getting a tiny bit of that candy corn thing off the finish, where it's kind of like, I can only describe it as candy corn, which is supposed to taste like honey, but it's like a fake honey, if that makes sense. But yeah, this is like honey and candy corn and peach ring candies, and this is very sweet, desserty, wonderful mouthfeel. That's the best one so far, bar none. But you know, things change when I go through them again, so I shouldn't say that. This has a really similar nose. Yeah, where it's a little bit mesquite, a little bit citrusy, a little bit honey. Different flavor profile from one, but it does have a little bit of that peachy thing I talked about on there. No, there's a lot of peaches. The finish is peaches. The peaches are screaming. Peach Party, Part 1. Wait, Peach Party, population this glass. There we go. Peach Party, population this glass. These two actually do drink really similar. I wonder if they could be same distillery. Oh man, and now I got like a bubblegum thing on here too. Yeah, it's different. They could be same distillery because I do get like that very, very prominent peachy thing on both. But here it's more on the palate and here it's more on the finish. This is cool. I love doing this stuff. I cannot wait to see what the other channels think of these whiskeys. It's going to be so cool to see my flight up against theirs, to see what they said about the whiskeys. I talked to one of the other guys after we finished the first round, and we picked different winners. So it's going to be very interesting, because mine in that first round, I felt like it was a home run. The one I picked was like, this is by far my favorite here. Whereas this is much closer. I think I'm leaning these two more, but hey, things change on the second time through. I'm gonna go ahead and pause this. I'm gonna go through these again, and when we come back, I'll let you know what my favorite is. Okay, drinking buddies, I gotta say, these Texas whiskeys are wild. This is one of the weirdest second time throughs I've ever done. I second guess everything I said the first time. I said this was like a low proof, like flagship whiskey that might, compare to something like Weller Special Reserve. and the second time through a drink higher proof and funky and crafty. So I don't know. It is very good though. This guy, I'm picking up something I like every time I go back to it, but it's never something I love. So like this is a great whiskey, but I have some love for some other stuff up here, if that makes sense. It is good, but there's love in the other three. This is special. I love this one. And this one, I feel like it's just a hair behind. Anyway, we're gonna go 4, 3, 2, 1. This is my favorite, and I hope I don't regret picking this one, because this is also really special. Yeah, I have no idea what I just drank. Very curious what the other gents picked. Yeah, this was fun, guys. I hope you guys enjoy content like this. If you do, please make sure to hit the like button. That tells the algorithm that you enjoyed this. And it's a way to reward me without having to do it financially. Just hitting that like button is just saying a huge thank you to me for doing this. If you do want to reward me financially, I have some cool perks. If you want to become a channel member, it's $2.99 a month, so only $3 a month, and you get your name mentioned at the end of every video, and we have a Discord where we chat every day. It's been pretty rewarding. I have some new members who've joined recently who have been able to take advantage of some really, really good drops that they wouldn't have known about if it wasn't for being in the community. So if you're in Arizona specifically, you should probably join. I mean, there's at least 5 or 6 people who are tracking basically everything that lands in Arizona. So if you live in Arizona and you want to find good whiskey, you probably want to become a channel member. And also, I do channel member blinds and stuff like that. We got one coming up here, and yeah. Anyway, long story short, become a channel member, please. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of you. Every time you guys like the videos, every time you guys subscribe to the channel, you make this thing possible. I could not do it without you. Extra special thanks to Old Fashioned Ways, the Whiskey Shaman, and the Bourbon Jerk. Best Texas whiskey, period. Cheers.
I'm your drinking buddy.